Thank you, Frank and Janae, for giving me the opportunity to speak today. And it's very an honor to speak to the sisters today. Are the sisters here today? Come on. Okay, sisters. Can you imagine a world without servants? You go to a restaurant, you come in there. So normally there are servants right there, right? Now you go in, you go to the kitchen. You're gonna cook your own food. You're gonna make it, season it, everything. And then you bring it to the table. You're going to eat. And after that, you're gonna do your own dishes as well.
Oh no. I can do this at home.
Indeed. Can you imagine going to the manicure salon and you have to do your own nails? Right? You come in there. Normally, everything is being done for you, but now you have to do it yourself. And normally, when you go to a restaurant or to another place, it has servants and they are getting paid. But a true servant doesn't actually get paid. And the meaning of a servant, of serving, is to perform a role or a function and to be in service of, uh, of work. In Latin, it is servire. In Hebrew, it is avat. It means to serve, but also it means to work and to worship. Question: is your worship visible in your servitude? Definition of being a servant is a person who serves others. To benefit, to serve, to contribute, to be suitable, to help, to be useful, to extend, to be of service, to come in handy, and to prevent. Question: do we still have that heart to serve God? Or did our hearts become hard when it becomes of serving? Studies have shown that there are mental and physical health benefits of serving, like reducing depression, lowering blood pressure, and lengthening your lifespan. And also putting others people's needs before you strengthens your relationship. Basically, if you don't serve, you will die. Sisters, do we want to die? Then why are we not serving with all of our hearts? Not willing to serve shows a lack of gratitude. It is selfish, which is the opposite of serving, because that is selfless. Where do you stand right now? Are you selfish or are you selfless? Let's look at someone who was ready to serve. Let's go to Matthew 8. Matthew 8, verse 14 to 15. Let me know when you're there. All right. Matthew 8, verse 14 to 15 says, when Jesus came into Peter's house, he saw Peter's mother-in-law lying in bed with a fever. He touched her hand, and the fever left her, and she got up and began to wait on him. And in the Amplified version, it says, when Jesus went into Peter's house in Capernaum, he saw Peter's mother-in-law, Jesus, lying sick in bed with a fever. He touched her hand, and the fever left her, and she got up and served him. Here we see Peter's mom laying in bed, very sick with a high fever. One thing about a high fever, it's damaging for the body organs, and particularly with a heart or a lung disorder. The fever can cause an increased heart rate and breathing, and if the fever is higher than 107.6 degrees or 42 degrees Celsius, it can even cause brain damage. In the verse, it doesn't say how high her fever exactly was, but she did need it to be healed. After she got healed, she got up and she served Jesus. Peter's mom is the true definition of being saved to serve. She was ready to get up and to serve, and she was grateful to be alive. And that's also the title of my lesson, Saved to be Served. How many of us can say that we are grateful to be alive with knowing the truth and having a relationship with God, that it immediately makes us want to serve God and His people? Example, when I got to be asked in staff, I was feeling honored to serve Jesus. I was literally thinking like, me? Like, I didn't understood it. And you know the moment when somebody is like pointing at you, be like, yeah, and I felt I got pointed at me, and I was like, you look back, you're like, me. I was like, I don't see that. But I couldn't believe that I got asked to serve the one and only true King, Jesus Christ. And if you are not in staff, you still have the honor to serve the one and only true King, Jesus Christ, because you are his servant. We have to remember, sisters, we are not entitled to anything. The fact that we got saved from the dark and being put in the light is already a gift from God. We don't deserve it, but still he gave it to us. Sisters, do you feel you need to put boundaries? That serving feels heavy. Let's go to Matthew 11. Matthew 11, verse 28 to 30. It says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." If you feel unrested, uneasy, and heavy, it's because you're trying to serve in your own strength and not with the strength God gives you. And that's also what Proverbs 3 to 5 says: trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Think about your life before Christ. Do you want to go back to that, sisters? Exactly, no. At least I don't want to. I don't want to go back to that. That's chapter closed in the baggage. We're living now in the light. So I have one practical for you, sisters. The practical is to go journal and go back to that moment you made the decision to make Jesus Lord of your life. When you got baptized and when you were a baby Christian. Go back to that feeling, being so deeply in love with God. Tap really into. Then, when you feel that again, go back to serving God with all of your heart. If you serve, you are serving others, but ultimately, you are serving the great I am. And to God be all the glory.